Good morning, YouTube. Good morning. This is your home girl, Arabia Barboza, 914 Westchester County, New York. We're doing another live video real quick. And as you can see, we are outside. I'm on my way to the office. I didn't go to the office yesterday, but I'm on my way this morning. Mondays are slow, Fridays are slow. Every other day during the week might be a little bit better. Shout out to the chat. I want to thank everyone that is subscribed to this channel. I want to thank all my subscribers, my new subscribers, my YouTube creators, those that are part of my support team. Shout out to you. I hope everyone had an awesome weekend. This weekend passed. And, you know, because we had Friday, we had Saturday, we had Sunday to get our rest on. Yesterday, I had to do a little grocery shopping. And so this morning, I said, well, let me get up and let me walk to this office. You know? So I trust everyone had an awesome weekend this weekend. And I hope everyone has an awesome work week this week coming. Because as we can see, the month of July is almost out of here. In a few more days, July will be gone and August will be rolling in. And before we know it, it'll be time for Halloween. It'll be time for Christmas. It'll be time for Thanksgiving. It'll be time for 4th of July and all of that all over again. People will be growing a year older. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Oh, boy. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on these YouTube streets, on these YouTubes. It is unbelievable. Some of this shit I'm hearing. But I'm going to tell you like this. When I first came to YouTube years ago, we didn't have all this confusion. We surely didn't. And if we did a video, let's say we was either high or drunk or whatever the case may have been, we was not concerned about what we said the next day. Nowadays, you got to be a little more concerned. You got to be a little more aware of what you say on this app. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But as long as I'm going to put it like this, as long as you telling the truth and you telling how you feel and you giving facts behind everything you talking about, nothing nobody can do. There's nothing nobody can do. You know what I mean? And one thing I want to do, I want to dedicate this video to all my ghost watchers. All of them, because some people that actually listen to my videos or watch my videos or whatever the case may be, they usually type into the chat. They type into the chat. They say, hey, Arabia, or hello, Arabia. You know, they speak. You know, they acknowledge me and they want me to acknowledge them. And I appreciate those that actually have the courage to do that. We got some people on this app, they feel more comfortable sitting in the bushes. They feel more comfortable being ghost watchers. And I'm not trying to downplay the ghost watchers, because sometimes it's the ghost watchers that make your channel pop. Sometimes you might say something that the ghost watchers will actually agree with, or maybe they rocking with, and the next thing you know, you got more views than usual. So shout out to all the ghost watchers. Because every ghost watcher is not a hater. The people that sit in the bushes are not necessarily haters. They're just people that may not want to show themselves right then and right there. Then you got a lot of people, they might have on their phone or their computer or their television set, and they're listening to what's going on these YouTube streets. They might just be in their house just chilling. You know what I mean? As I'm walking up the street, you guys, I see somebody else walking this way. Now, when people walk on the sidewalk, I usually move over a little bit, or I'll walk in the bicycle lane because I'm not really down with all that good morning bullshit. We from New York. We don't say good morning. We don't say good morning. Sometimes I'll find myself saying good morning to people I know, but New Yorkers, we don't say good morning. No, unless we actually know you. Had to been knowing you for years. You know what I mean? Because everybody is not going to grow up with everyone. Like a lot of my subscribers are not in my age bracket. Some of them are way younger than myself. Some of them in their 20s, some of them in their 30s, some of them in their 40s, some might be in their 50s and 60s. Shout out to them. It is what it is. Yeah, man. So I'm walking up the same street I had to walk up a few months ago when I was going to that one particular dishwashing job. So last night, while I was listening to the YouTubes, I was in my Google, on the Google page, pulling up different jobs, filling out applications, submitting them. So YouTube is a good way for me to do other things I want to do online. Like while I'm listening to someone talk and play their music or complain about something, I'm usually somewhere else listening and still filling out job applications and stuff like that. You know, doing what I need to do. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the motherfucking chat. This person that's walking up the street, I don't know if they're walking towards me or walking away. It's kind of hard to tell because I have a hard time seeing at night. No, this is one of them. This is one of them crackhead bitches. There's a whole lot of them that live in this area, and there's a whole lot of them I used to work with. I'm kind of shocked and surprised that some of the ones that were so stable on the job doing their thing were the main people getting high all the time. You know what I mean? They'll come to the job, they be high already, and they drink themselves a couple of beers. This person is walking in the same direction I'm walking. Oh, let me make this turn then. Cause this is how I see shit. You know what I mean? My eyesight is not very good at nighttime. I've noticed that at nighttime for the last couple of years, my eyesight is not what it used to be. I have a hard time seeing in the dark. But that's okay. I'm not a cat. I'm not a dog. I'm not an owl. So I'm not supposed to see the dark. or what's going on in the darkness. See, we got the street lights on, but it ain't too many street lights. Yeah, but I heard something last night that was very interesting to me, and I think I've said it before. I've said it before on this channel and my other channel, and I talked about the divisions that exist within the gay community. I've talked about that before. The LGBT community and how a lot of us are divided, and there's different things that divide us from each other. There's a lot of people don't know that, but there's a lot of internal fighting and bickering going on within that community. And what a lot of our members who are a part of that community, they will not they will not air the dirty laundry. Like me, for instance, I don't care about airing the dirty laundry of the gay community. It needs to be exposed. It needs to be talked about. And there's very few of us that will actually be honest with people and say, look, y'all think we all stick together. Y'all think we riding in one car together. That is not true. There's a lot of internal fighting. Okay, like me, for instance, I'm bisexual. Okay, I don't dress like a female. I don't wear dresses. I don't wear I don't wear things that maybe your everyday female would wear. I don't wear those type of clothing. I don't wear those type of accessories. I don't do it. I don't. And in certain circles, certain people within the LGBT community will look at me and say, "Well, damn, she lives her life as a little stud because I don't dress like a girl at all. I don't have feminine mannerisms. I don't have none of that. Everything about me is masculine. The only thing that ain't masculine about me is number one, my voice, number two, my chest area, and number three, what's going on between my legs. That's the only way you would know I'm female. The only way. Shout out to the chat. But yeah, we got a lot of internal fighting. And according to some people, people like me, is not supposed to be doing what I do. If you gonna dress like a stud, live your life like you do, you supposed to play that part all the way out. You ain't supposed to be sleeping with both men and women. It's okay to sleep with the women, but it's not okay to fuck with the guys. But right now, I ain't fucking with neither one. And the number two violation is that I'm not supposed to discuss problems that lesbians might have with each other. I'm not supposed to talk about it. I'm not supposed to discuss it. I'm not even supposed to acknowledge. And I don't think a whole lot of people know this or not, but there's a lot of lesbian women in the gay community and the LGBT community that does not like the dudes that are yags. And I'm not talking about the ones that, well, I'm talking about all of them, whether they dress like a woman or not. There's a lot of old school lesbians that don't like the yags. Shout out to the chat. And that's a reality. A lot of people don't know that. So we got a lot of issues going on within the gay community. Been happening for years. There's a lot of racism in the gay community. They don't talk about that. Um, the best way for anyone to find out what really happened during the 50s and 60s and 40s, when the queens used to have their balls, the balls were separated. They wasn't separated because this one and that one looked better. They were separated by the laws of Jim Crow. The white queens would have their balls, the black queens would have their balls. Usually the black queens and the Latino queens, they would have balls together. They would have their little parties together. They would have their different houses and stuff like that. They didn't really commune with the white queens too much unless it came down to some kind of beauty pageant. And I don't know if anybody remembers the pageant that Crystal LeBeja was a part of a couple of years back. This was during the 60s. And Crystal LeBeja, she was a queen from New York, from the Manhattan area. She represented Manhattan. And she went up against another queen that was from Philadelphia. And the queen she went up against was a white queen. And that particular white queen, I don't mean no harm, y'all. That thing looked just like a woman, but we could tell she was not serious about competing in that pageant. She was not serious because number one, she didn't even have her outfit clean. She didn't even have her outfit wasn't dry cleaned, and she didn't even have her fucking wig. She had to borrow a wig from one of the other queens. While Crystal LeBeja and the other black queens came, they represented themselves and their districts that they came from. They had different categories where they had to, do what they had to do. A lot of people don't talk about that. This is something that they don't talk about. I talk about it. I mean, we do live in America. It is a free world, so I'm going to talk about it regardless. Yeah. But a lot of people don't know the different divisions. I know about those divisions. I've been knowing about them ever since I went into that lifestyle years ago. So I know. And, sometimes people ask me questions. A lot of heterosexual people ask me questions. And believe it or not, a lot of these heterosexual women are attracted to some women that are part of the LGBT community. Let's be honest. It happens. So, but these are things that they don't really talk about. And if a butch lesbian queen can end up getting herself a heterosexual woman, that is considered working your pussy. And you're going to get props for dating heterosexual women. It's not encouraged, but if you're able to do it, they do celebrate that. They do acknowledge that. But some people don't like it because they say the woman can always go back to the man. Any woman could be with any man. I'm living proof of that. Other women in my shoes, in my predicament, is living proof of all what I'm saying. So it is what it is. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, yeah, I'm on my way to this office to work this job this morning, and that's the only thing I want to do. I want to work today, make me a little bit of money, and take my ass home when it's time for me to go home. You know what I mean? Because I'm not in my 20s, I'm not in my 30s, I'm not even in my early 40s anymore. I'm 51, so I don't have no desire to mix it up or hang out or go this place or that place. When I want to go someplace, it's usually concerning about putting something in my house that I might need, or two, it might be concerning some money, a money situation. You just got to use your time wisely. When you're out here in the free world, so called free world, you got to use your time wisely. And sometimes you got to figure out who you going to hang with and who you ain't going to hang with, who you going to associate with and who you not going to associate with. And I want to give a complete shout out to a lot of the women on YouTube who are secure with who they are. They're not insecure. They're not worried about nothing. They don't try to be funny, when they dealing with me or they talking to me. We're on the panel, hit the links, whatever, whatever. It's all good, right? So, that's the only thing I had to say. I ain't come up here bash nobody or make nobody feel bad or nothing like that. I'm just doing what I need to do. And a lot of people, they don't want to do what I'm doing. That's okay. I got a phone call the other day, and the person on the other end, they was like, they was telling me they was getting ready to move from wherever they was living at, and they wanted me to come visit them. I said, I used to visit you in the past. There's no need for me to visit you now. You know what I mean? It's time to move on from that. And so that's basically what it's all about. And I don't know how many times I have to say it, but that's just the way it is. They got a lot of young people out here, you guys. A lot of young homeless people out here. And this is our future. The young people that you see hanging out in these streets, and they are homeless, they're going back and forth to jail, whatever the case may be, negative or positive. Those young people, in the next few more years, they'll be running this country. They'll be running everything. But they're not preparing themselves to run anything. It's almost like they're not even preparing themselves at all. But we were all young at one time, so shout out to the chat. I'm out of here. Talk to you guys later. One piece.